Hey, what's up everybody? Pastor Scott here with a video on what is love. It is a question that was Googled 5 million times a month in 2020. So we're gonna take some time to just talk about some of the ins and outs of it. There's gonna be several videos. If you wanna see those videos, hit like or subscribe below, and then you'll get connected every time we come with a new video. So what is love? Well, first thing we got to do is start with the fact that it is not just an emotion. It is more than an emotion. It has to be, because if it was just an emotion, then sometimes we would find ourselves not loving people even though we're supposed to love those people. And the feeling of love can be fleeting, and we often confuse those beginning stages of a new relationship with the euphoria, the newness of getting to know someone as what love is. And that is a kind of love, it's a part of love, but the true deeper love, the one that I think we're all looking for, the one that we want to know more about, is a decision. Actually, if you look up the word love, it's a verb, it's not anything else. So when you have a verb, it's something that you do, right? And Jesus tells us that the greatest commandments were to love God and then to love your neighbor as yourself. And later Paul tells us that the whole law of God is kept in this, that we love our neighbor as ourselves. And when Jesus was talking about loving our neighbor as ourselves, he said there was somebody that wanted to find out what he meant by that. And so they were trying to test him, and they said, well, who is my neighbor? And this is where we get the story of the Good Samaritan, right? So if you're not familiar with the story, what happens is there's a man, he's traveling along the road. He has some thieves come along, they beat him up, leave him for dead, and they take all of his money. And 3 religious people pass by and don't do anything to help him. And finally, a Samaritan, who to the Jews were the lowest of low, they were racially discriminated against and not thought well of for a variety of reasons that we're not going to get into in this video, but they were not well liked by the Jews. So this is why Jesus uses the Samaritan as an example. And the Samaritan stops, he tends to the man's wounds, he puts him on his donkey and takes him to an inn and pays for his stay. Now, this man didn't know the man that was beaten. The Samaritan didn't know him. He didn't have any relationship with him, and yet he did this for him as a show of love. That's Jesus' point. He's loving this man. And the question that Jesus asked, well, who was the neighbor to this man? And the people had to say the Samaritan. So love is what we do, not so much what we feel. And I'm not knocking the feeling part of it. Hopefully you have those feelings, and in relationships in particular, there'll be times when it's really strong of an emotion, and there'll be other times that it won't. And you just have to make the decision that you're going to love the person you're with regardless of how you feel in that particular moment. And so it's a way of living, it's a behavior. That's what love is. And I know, particularly in this day and age, we're often worried about being fake, right? Like if I just act loving towards someone that I don't really like, that I don't really care about, then am I being real? And the only thing I can say to that is that being real is more of an excuse to behave just the way that I want rather than what's good for others. And so if you want to be real, if you want to be genuine, then be loving towards people, even when you don't like them, even when they're not so nice. I mean, you want people to change, you love them. Of all the things that I've had people deal with me on that they didn't like about me, that they complained about me, the best way that I've ever been changed is by the people who loved me into change, rather than those who shamed me or made me feel less than or whatever. So if you want to change somebody, get to know them, love them. A simple act of kindness can go a long way towards people who are hurting. So my admonishment to us all is to not think of love as simply an emotion. It is more than an emotion. It is a way of life. And if we can get that idea down, then we start to understand that what I do to others is a reflection of how I love people. And as Christians particularly, this is what we're called to do above all else. So we will have some more videos on this coming up this week. We're going to talk about sexual relationships. We're going to talk about how family relationships are supposed to work and things of that nature. So if you want to hear more about this topic on what is love, there'll be some more videos. Like and subscribe, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube. You can also download our app. We have an app on the Google Play Store and on iTunes. So thank you for your time, and we will see you next time.